Scorpio, welcome to Mantra Flower Tarot. This is your March reading. It is general, but I will pull out and elaborate on anything specific that does come out. So we will see what the main focus of March is going to be. If it doesn't resonate for you, no problem. Just means it's probably not your read or it hasn't happened yet. Now, you can always go check out your other placements, see if that resonates more for you. Typically, I do these readings a little bit more organized, but I've kind of been led to do them a little bit differently. So we're not doing a Celtic cross or like a 10 card spread or anything. We're just going to start pulling cards, whatever card like deck I'm directed to pull from, and we're going to see what comes out for you, Scorpio. So let's see what is going on for Scorpio in the month of March. And for some reason, you know, they keep telling me, I typically talk pretty fast when I'm doing these readings, just because it's faster to get through them, and I just naturally talk faster when I do tarot reads because there's so much information, like messages coming into me. But they're making me very aware of my speed, and they're telling me to go slow, to talk slower when I do the Scorpio read. So I don't know if you guys are feeling kind of overwhelmed lately, or if you just have a lot going on. I'm not sure why they gave me that message, but I will do my best to slow my pace down and really pull out the messages that Spirit would like you to know. Please show me messages for Scorpio in the month of March. What messages does Scorpio need to know in the month of March? Show me Scorpio. They're even, see, they just told me even shuffle slower. Like, they want me to slow everything down. Like, they don't even want me to shuffle as quickly as I normally do. They want me to even shuffle that slower. So we will figure out what's going on in March for you guys. What is happening in March? What messages does Scorpio need to know for the month of March? What messages does Scorpio need to know for the month of March? See if we can get one more before we start to go into it a little bit more here. Scorpio for the month of March. We have the Hermit and we have Hierophant. So definitely strong earth energy here. The Hermit is the Virgo. Hierophant is typically Taurus. So that would maybe explain why they want me to go a little bit slower here, because earth energy typically is a little slower. So maybe you're tapping into some earthly energy here, and it's just making you feel more comfortable by going a little slower, analyzing things a little bit more, really diving into things and feeling more grounded. Maybe not that like super fast or super intense kind of communication even, or maybe they want you to slow down in March and have like adapt some of that earthly energy here. And then, so here we have Princess of Wands, which is, in this deck, Princess of Wands is equivalent to Ace of Wands. The Prince of Wands is equivalent to Page of Wands. So then we have the Princess of Wands, and then we have Six of Pentacles, or discs, and then we have Hanged Man. So immediately what I'm getting out of this, Scorpio, starting the month off in March, you might just be feeling more... not that you won't be taking action here, but I'm definitely getting a feeling of, in order to properly handle a situation, you're going to need to take things slower. You're going to need to slow down, ground yourself, really know and identify what you want to take action on, because whatever you take action on, it could be something that you do for a very long time. So if this is work and you're thinking about getting a new job, just slow down and understand that if you apply to somewhere and they hire you, that could be your job for the next 10, 15 years. Is that really what you want to commit to? Is that really what you're looking into? So you really need to look at the details here, analyze the situation a little bit more, take your time, be patient, really identify what kind of action you want to take moving forward. Try to see all perspectives of the situation. Try to look at it as much as possible. Scorpio, I don't think this is typically in your nature, but this is definitely the feeling that Spirit is giving me. Like, you're going to need to really do things that you normally don't do. Make a very slow decision. Whatever it is here, slow things down. Make a very slow, analytical, logical decision. Look at it from the emotional perspective. Look at it from the logical perspective. Look at it for the short term and the long term perspective. Try to gain as many perspectives and insights as you possibly can before you make some kind of decision here. I do think that whatever decision you do make, it will lead to success, but they're just asking you to really look at the whole situation here, in and out, before you actually move forward to do anything. Now, once you've looked at the situation here, we have Princess of Swords. Again, that's going to be Ace of Swords. We have Knight of Wands, Death. Okay, and we got one more coming out here. But it's almost like as soon as you've looked at the situation in every way possible, as soon as you've really analyzed it and looked at it in and out here, that's when it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead and take action. Go ahead and move towards it. Once you really know what it is that you want, it's okay to start moving towards it now. You may have to, not have to, but you may actually realize after you've gone through this long stage, I want me to keep using this deck here. So after you've kind of analyzed everything and went through it, you may actually realize that you just need to look at the current situation differently. But it might be like a situation where if you're at this job and you're starting to get really unfulfilled there, you kind of don't like it anymore, you're just really ready to move on. After you've thoroughly looked at every perspective and piece of your situation, you might realize, oh, I'm just unhappy because I haven't had the confidence to ask for a raise, and so I feel like I'm putting in this work and I'm not getting the value back. I'm not getting compensated fairly. So you might realize like, oh, this current situation is actually good with me. It's just I need to change certain things that are happening within my current situation. Okay, so it's almost like you're rebirthing it. You're transforming your current situation here. You're finding like what needs to change. It's not necessarily that there needs to be a complete change, but you might be finding the things within your current situation that need to change so that you can be more successful here, so that you can have more happiness here. But once you do identify that and you know exactly what it is that you want, yeah, definitely move towards it with the understanding that what you want might be what you already have, but you just need to switch it up a little bit here. We have the Five of Pentacles here, and whoop, they're throwing them out at me. Oh, look at that. We got some good ones. Five of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, and Change, Two of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting from this last row here, and we're all done with this deck, what I'm getting from this last row here is that you might be really, there might be some fear associated here with making a change. So if you're not one of the people that finds like you just need to approach your current situation a little bit differently and change a few things, and you're actually pretty good with where you're at. For the ones that are like, no, I definitely need to leave the situation I'm in, I'm not finding happiness in this situation, you might be a little fearful of like going out and actually finding something new, like that that change might intimidate you a little bit. Maybe you've been doing this for a very long time. You've been in this situation for years, and so you're just not really seeing like where and how you're going to make that change. You just know there needs to be a change. The universe wants you to know that it is okay to move forward with making this change, that it will actually create more success for you. Although you may be a little hesitant to move forward, they do want you to know that this will be a successful change for you. You'll actually have really good luck and protection while you're in the midst of making this kind of change. So you don't need to worry here, Scorpio. Do not get paralyzed with fear. Sorry, let me slow that down. You do not need to be paralyzed with fear in this situation if it's something that you want to move forward and change. All they're asking is that you thoroughly look at the situation, because it could just be even, you know, you need to make a change, but they want you to identify what needs to change within your current situation before you actively go to create a change. Otherwise, you might end up in the same situation that you're trying to leave out of, right? If you can't look at what's currently going on and why you're not happy, why you want to move and change, if you can't identify those reasons, you're just going to end up right back in the same situation with different circumstances, you know? So they're just really wanting you to really look at why you want to move, what's making you unhappy, why are you not, you know, satisfied, and then they want you to then move forward with making a change there. But you will be protected while you're making this change. When you're transitioning to something different, something new, they want you to know, like, you are protected, you are supported, the spirits have your back. Don't worry, okay? Oops, oh, I thought I could save it from falling. Okay, up next here we have our Son of Pentacles. Same with this deck. Any of the sons represent the pages, okay? Daughters represent aces. So we have Son. I keep having to remind myself to slow down. They're like, slow down, stop it, slow down. Okay, so Son of Pentacles. So that's obviously, with that being Page of Pentacles, that's some kind of new offer, some kind of new beginning coming in. The aces are the potential, and the page is the beginning, the start. And then the knights are more of like a progression. You know, the situation is already here, and now it's progressing, it's moving forward until you get to like the queen or king, or you've mastered it, okay? So it looks like there is going to be a new beginning. And then we have the Six of Wands here. So you will have a transformation. So you may see this new beginning and go after it. And once you do, just be assured that there will be a transformation from it. You will find everything that you wanted within this new situation here. So do not hold back from embracing it. Do not hold back from the changes that you're experiencing. Those are all meant to help you transform, to really come out of, if you see the sticks here, this is like one of my favorite decks here for this reason. There's so many interpretations, but the one that I'm getting here is, you know, Six of Wands traditionally is the victory and success card. Which clearly you could see how that could be victory and success. But sometimes a part of having victory and success is when you change something, you're transforming, you're renewing yourself, you're coming out even better than you went in, okay? And that's what creates that victory and success for you. Oh, that was so weird. I just got a flashback of when I used to work at a newspaper place with my mom when I was a kid, and we would like have to roll up the newspapers, like the Sunday papers. They were so thick, but they just gave me a flashback of that. So maybe some of you work for the paper, or like you deliver papers, or they're just letting me know, like, this is like one of the first jobs you ever had, and I wasn't really getting paid. It was more my mom getting paid for it because I would help her with it. But as a kid, like, that was technically like the first job I've ever done. And then I like look where I'm at now in my career, and I'm very successful. I've come a very long way. And I think that's part of that transformation here. Part of that victory and success is you have to go through all of those motions in order to learn and experience different things. And those experiences are what actually transform you into being who you want to be, into being victorious, into being successful. So it's like you have to have those different experiences to transform and evolve yourself. If you don't experience things, if you don't experience change, you will never learn anything new. So you will never grow and evolve. Next up, we have the Two of Cups here. And then after that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And so I feel like I'm not getting very much love out of this reading, honestly. It's kind of weird. I'm not really getting work or love. I feel like this is more of your internal processing, like your way of life. Like some of you have been dormant when it comes to living life and experiencing and enjoying life. I'm not getting that it's one specific area with love or with work. It's more of how you see things. The day-to-day activities that you take on, the way that you perceive the world. It's almost like it's asking you to like really look at your situation here in the month of March and make active changes to increase your happiness, get more involved in those hobbies. Take up a different, like a martial arts class. I don't know where I got that from. Take up a painting class. If you need to change your career, change your career. If you are looking for love, start dating. Start getting online on a dating app. Go to the speed dating, classes or sessions and start meeting people. Be more talkative. Be more open. Share more of yourself. But I'm definitely getting more of a read of like... more of like your internal processes, like your internal thoughts, your spiritual growth here is what I'm getting. But next we have the Two of Cups and then the Nine of Pentacles. And so what I'm getting with those is it's more of how do you create balanced fulfillment within yourself? What are the things that you need to do and look at? So you have this new opportunity coming in where you're changing, you're making changes, you're trying to start a new life, and it's helping you to transform yourself. But now that you're transforming, how do you balance out, it's almost like how do you balance your pentacles and your cups, okay? How are you going to balance being single or in a relationship, but just being like abundant, being plentiful, as well as being emotional and vulnerable? I feel like that's a new territory for some of you, being emotional and being vulnerable. So what they're asking is like a part of the transformation here is really finding a way to balance that work and personal life, trying to balance that guarded but vulnerable parts of yourself, trying to balance the past and the future. It's almost like how are you going to create like that balance where you feel whole, where you are fulfilled and you feel very like divine within yourself, like you're embracing that divine energy. But the good thing is like you will be abundant. You will be, especially if you're single, Scorpio, for the single ones that are out there, you're going to be realizing some new things about yourself, I feel. Very deep things that maybe you don't bring to the surface. You're gonna, in the month of March, you're gonna start feeling and expressing those things more. You're gonna start pulling out like the inside parts of you that you don't really share with others. You're gonna start pulling those out and allowing them to come out more. And it's definitely making you look very attractive. You're looking very good in the month of March as far as your money, just your appearance. When people are looking at you and you're embracing all of yourself, the light and dark aspects of yourself, when you're in that place of divine unity within yourself, you look very attractive to other people. Some of you could definitely be getting some love offers here. Daughter of Cups is the same as the Ace of Cups, and then you have Justice. So it's like, yeah, you could definitely, once you're able to accomplish this and start transforming yourself and coming more into balance with those deeper aspects of yourself, you could be getting a lot of love attention, a lot of like emotional offers. With the Justice, I do feel like it's almost, the Justice is more of you correctly getting the desires that you want, like you finding a way to get what you desire, but in a way that does not compromise the transformations that you're going through. So it's like, yeah, you could be getting love offers, and like the message they just gave me is like people from the past, some of your exes may see how good you're doing and they're coming back around here, but it's like you have to decide, you have to draw that sword and make that decision. If I get with an ex and they are holding that energy that I used to be in, you know, that's the energy they're going to give me. So then all my transformation is going to stop. All the changes I've been doing, all the growth I've been having is going to stop because I'm going back to that past energy. It's going to pull me back into a previous cycle that I've left. I hope that makes sense. I feel like this message is not going to resonate, but I don't think I would get the message if it didn't resonate with someone. So if it does resonate with you, I would love to know. Just put like a yes or anything in the comment, but I would love to know if this is resonating for anyone. But I'm definitely getting like you're going to have to be very decisive, very like I'm almost getting like judgment kind of card vibes here. But you need to understand, like, maintain this balance, you know, maintain your new energy, your new sense of self. Maintain that, okay? Hangman. Getting new perspectives. You're seeing the world in a totally different way because all these transformations are coming in, because you're embracing these different changes, because you've made the changes and you're doing the work. Now you're going to start to see things come in a very different way. Look, what did I say with that Ace of Cups there, you know? The Hermit, as well as Ten of Cups. So it's like when you're really going within, once you're seeing all these different changes and you're recognizing like, yeah, I might have all these love offers, but are they really meant for me? Like, are they really going to support the new person that I'm becoming? You're going to start to see everyone and your world in a much different way. And because of that, you're going to be able to go within and really decide like, hey, this is a love offer that I do want. Like, you will eventually be able to get your 10 of Cups that you've always wanted because you're able to look at people who reach out to you in a different way. For some of you, I'm getting like you're able to recognize toxic behaviors much faster. You're able to immediately see like your own toxic behaviors, but now you also can see other people's behaviors. I feel like some of you before may have been a little bit blind, like you may not have seen the toxicity, like it may have even attracted you and you just didn't realize it. But once you get out of this, like that energy, and you're moving into a different energy, you recognize people that still are there in that toxic energy, okay? And you're choosing to stay away from them. You're going within and you're really being able to decipher and see like what the world is. Like you're seeing the world, Scorpio, you're seeing everything in such a different way. They're telling me to do an abundance card here. I usually do that for advice, and so I would love to see what advice it wants to give you here. So let's see. This is like my favorite deck here. I love all these cards that come out, the abundance cards. I love them. What advice do you have for Scorpio in the month of March? What advice do you have for Scorpio in the month of March? Okay, what do we have for Scorpio in the month of March? Yeah, Scorpio, March is going to be a very like transformative month for you. So if you find that you're not like, you're going within, like as the Hermit, you're going within and you're not, you know, nurturing those personal relationships with friends, exes, like current love interests, even co-workers. Don't feel bad about that. That's you allowing yourself to change, to transform. Like when you're sick, they say the only time that your body is actually able to repair and heal itself is when you're sleeping. And spiritually, that's the same exact thing. You don't have to sleep, but it's going within. It's retreating, it's isolating, it's going within yourself to really recognize what is going on within you. And that's the kind of introspection that allows there to be a spiritual transformation or spiritual healing. If you're constantly in this external energy around you, you never are able to really excel or heal or transform. You have to go within. You have to have that introspection in order to allow those energies to really come through and almost like acclimate, get comfortable within your body. Like your whole energy level is changing, Scorpio. So if you find yourself retreating more, don't look at that in a bad way. That's actually a really good thing. That means that you're spiritually improving, you're healing, you're transforming, you're seeing things differently, you're understanding things differently, you're leveling up, like you're raising your vibration, you're raising your energy. It can mean any of those things, okay? And for someone, they just told me dark night of the soul, so it could be that in March, some of you Scorpios begin your dark night of the soul, and that could last, weeks, months, year. It's really up to the person. But for some of you Scorpios, you might be entering the first stages of the dark night of the soul, where you're recognizing the life that you live. And I'm getting like straight chills as I'm saying that. So I think that's going to resonate for a lot of you. But it's almost like you're recognizing your environment, the way you live, the way that you interact with others, the way you interact with yourself. Like you're all of a sudden having this like moment of clarity and understanding of, this is the life I live, and you're not happy with it. You're seeing it so clearly that you're almost like to the point of like, what am I doing? Like, why is this happening? Why is my life like this? And that's what causes you to analyze everything, to really go within and look at everything around you, and then to start making changes. And as soon as you start to make those changes, it's like you have to retreat within yourself, because it's like you're releasing your ego. And sometimes it's really difficult when we make changes, because it does affect our ego. Either we have to release it or recognize it, or if we keep it the same, then nothing changes, right? Because your ego might tell you to, go out to that party and talk to those guys, but the life that you want to change and the new life you're trying to welcome in is you being more productive. Maybe you're not trying to drink as much, or you're trying to not be as promiscuous as you normally are. And so it's like the ego wants you to go out and get that attention and to get that enjoyment from being around other people. But your spiritual side is like, no, you need to conquer that part of your ego, because that's not the life you want to live anymore. Okay, so you're almost like realigning with yourself, and you're recognizing how your ego comes into play with some of these things here. It's quite beautiful. It's a beautiful transformation, but I'm definitely feeling like you're going to be entering into a dark night of souls, or like at least a very important like spiritual enlightenment thing. And I think that's why they kept telling me to slow things down, to slow everything down, because I feel like that's what you're doing in your life, Scorpio. You're slowing everything down almost to a stop, so you can really see it for what it is. And then you're going in and you're making these changes, but it's like everything has to slow down so that you can really see what it is. So the first one we have out is intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Okay, Scorpio, What have I been saying? You're going to be going within. You're going to be understanding yourself different. You're looking at the world in a different way because you're starting to recognize things that you've never recognized before. And a lot of that is going to be the new intuition that you feel come through. You may already be intuitive, but it's really about to come through even stronger now. So this is pretty much saying, like, your advice is to embrace that intuition, to really recognize it and know that it is within you. Just know that all the answers you need are within you, okay? Second one that came out here is limitless. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Okay, and this is about not feeling trapped during these changes. Sometimes when a lot of change is occurring, especially if it's significant changes and something like a dark night of souls, that's pretty significant. The universe wants you to know, your advice here is to understand that you're having answers come to you from everywhere. You're seeing things in a different way. Receive those messages. Receive the things that you're feeling, that your intuition is picking up on. Understand that the divine can work in very mysterious ways. You might have someone come up to you one day super randomly, and this is just the message they're getting me, but it's almost like they hand you a key and they're like, hey, I think this is yours. And they hand you a key and they keep walking off. And you're like, what in the world was that? Like, this is not my key. I don't want this. And it's almost like that's the divine's way of letting you know, like, you're opening up a new chapter. You found a door and you're opening up that door. Like it, and you don't even know it, so, and it's like you're getting the tools you need to step through a new door here. And it's something as random as that could have so much significant meaning depending on what you're going through in that moment. So when things that are random, or that you may say like is a coincidence, recognize that those are not coincidence. That those are messages. Those are divine timing. That's divine's influence. They're letting you know that we're here, we're with you, we're protecting you. Scorpio, they're letting me know that's all we have for you. So I hope you guys have an amazing March, and I look forward to having you back at the read. Thanks so much. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share if this resonated with you. Thanks.